Hey Mavericks, this is the hardest podcast I've ever had to do. Most of the time, I'm jovial, things are good. Even when I'm frustrated or upset or pissed off at something, it's not a big deal. It's just a frustration. It's been a hell of a few weeks. I had a very good friend of mine who died of pancreatic cancer very quickly. I just spent time in the summer with him in Europe and love his company. Very sweet human being. And it's always tough to see good people go when shitheads continue to exist forever and ever. And recently had another friend who lost her love to suicide. And sometimes life just doesn't make sense and it blows. And the reason I'm talking about this is because for me, and maybe for you, and hopefully for you, and if not yet, hopefully for you soon, my bike helps immensely with tough moments in life. I've talked to you before about how throwing your leg over and going for me makes a difference in allowing me to clear my head, and the answers kind of come. And sometimes there aren't answers. Sometimes life doesn't make sense, and it's not fair. And that's just the way it freaking is. But even in those moments, an hour or 30 minutes or whatever I can spare on the bike, with the wind and the sun and even the cold, help me put life in perspective and get past some of the shit that it deals you, sometimes in large quantities. It's not a solution for everything, of course not. I'm not saying that. Sometimes it gives you a moment of peace or perspective. Lance Armstrong used to say that he'd make himself suffer because, training and whatnot, because he was alive. And after going through cancer and whatnot, that was hugely important to him. And I get that. I've been through cancer. I've lost a lot of people I love, from suicide to accidents to cancers and all kinds of crap you can't explain, my whole life. And for me, the bicycle is that it's not even an escape. It's a respite. It's a moment of peace and tranquility in an otherwise many times hostile and unforgiving world. Maybe your heroes let you down, disappointed you, didn't live up to expectations. It happens. You may be going through a lot of things in your life. I don't know. You may be dealing with some serious crap. And if you are, I'm sorry. Life isn't sometimes very pleasant or forgiving or kind. Other times it's amazing. And sometimes those amazing moments are brought to you in subtle, quiet ways. And they might be on your bike when there isn't someone constantly jabbering in your ear and asking for something, demanding something, requesting or requiring something of you. Sometimes it's just the wind, quietly letting you know it's going to be okay. And sometimes it's the warmth of the sun on your face, or the feeling of your own breath going in and out, whatever it is. For me, the bike helps. And I hope it does for you as well. And if it doesn't, or if you haven't had that experience yet, try. Throw your leg over your bike. Leave everything behind. And just go. You don't even have to have a destination. Maybe you're just going for a ride. Maybe you have some time to spare. Maybe you want to burn every ounce of anger and frustration and whatever, out of your body until you're exhausted and you have nothing left to give. Because that's the only thing that will give you peace. I've been there. And sometimes I still go there. Your bike is always waiting. It's always there. Go. If it gives you peace, if it gives you solace, if it gives you a moment where the world is not crushing you, then go. And don't ever apologize for it. And take a breath and enjoy it. My bike gives me that, and I hope for any of you going through any bullshit in your life, it gives you that too. And if you haven't experienced it yet, give it a try. You might be surprised. Maybe it won't help, but I hope it does. Because if you're suffering anything from frustration to loss, your bike's waiting for you. And it never judges you. And it never cares that you don't think you're good enough or life is crushing you. It's just there waiting. Like the best friend that it is. So I hope you're not suffering or going through some bullshit. But if you are, try your bike. Let's be honest with each other. Life is fucking short. It doesn't matter how long, it's not long enough. Each day is precious. Each moment is precious. It doesn't feel like that in the moment sometimes. Sometimes it feels like a giant shit sandwich. And sometimes it feels like it's a blink of an eye. It's all important. The hard times make you stronger. The good times give you great memories. And it's important to remember and understand and feel each moment, good or bad, and be able to be okay with yourself for not being okay. It's all right to not be all right sometimes. And you'll get through it. And for me, when things are tough and it's hard to understand the cruelty or the lack of logic in life, my bicycle allows me to forget or to put it aside or to accept that it's okay to not be okay for a little while. And to remember what matters. And I hope it does that for you too. And if it doesn't yet, maybe it's time to try. To leave it all behind and to just feel the moment you're in. And accept it. And be okay with it. Here's to you, Mavericks. Come on. Let's ride. Sometimes you'll be